Hey everyone and welcome to Lords of the Fallen. This walkthrough is for the 1.5 version that has come out, so it's got all of the content in it. We'll be following along as many trophies as possible, although this will probably take about 3 trophies to get the platinum. Sorry, 3 playthroughs to get the platinum. Not only that, collecting all the weapons and armor is just a huge grind. From here, this is your basic character creator. I would say Orion Preacher is probably the easiest one to do the walkthrough with. Alright, it starts off with a good weapon, a high magic build. Now magic is integrated into this game really well, where hybrid classes just seem to succeed. So we'll go for this guy here. Alright, so with our character created, I've turned tutorials on because this game throws a lot at you all at once. Advanced game modifiers, this was with the most recent update. This just lets you, so it'll show us. This lets you add certain things to it, like, you know, randomization of enemies, pre-upgrade loot, randomized loot, that sort of thing. It can be really fun to play with. To be honest, this walkthrough is just about getting from beginning to end. We're going to get the hardest possible ending that we can get, so it's called an umbral ending, and from there things should become a little bit easier for your next playthroughs. We will be skipping all the cutscenes and stuff like that. So here we are, starting out here. You can see on the right hand side we've got what they call tanks. So coming over to your menu, tanks will just change the color of your outfit. In fact, if you press triangle to apply to all, you can sort of figure out what color you want your outfit to be, which is quite cool. They let you start off with something like this. Alright, I'm just going to go for that because that looks quite neat. Anyways, coming on here, first tutorial was move and look around. That's fairly self-explanatory for any sort of person playing a video game. You've got R1 for quick attack, R2 for heavy attack. Alright, so R1 for quick attack. You'll notice the R2 attack is just as quick as the R1, so this does posture damage. Alright, you'll notice a small circle around the lock-on. When you lock on to an enemy, that is their posture. It depletes that little tiny bit when you use your heavy attacks, especially a charged heavy, in which it puts it into stagger. One of many mechanics to go over in the next half hour. Alright, so this is talking about lock-ons. You can switch between targets, which is great. If you notice the, see how his posture meter is a little bit dark, or his lock-on's a little bit black around the edges, whereas this guy has a full one. Alright, so that's the heavy attack there. Oh, you got me. Alright. So, carrying on. Click R3 to L3 to sprint. So click the left stick. This is teaching you how to jump. I'm going to drop down here. Alright, we have our first item, which is a tinct. So forsworn. I'm not going to go through all of these, but gives you a bit of a black and white sort of color. Alright, to get out of here, we're just going to drop over there. So while you're running, you can press X, and that will help you jump. So you want to jump the gap there. Alright, next up is our dodging tutorial. Alright, you can dash quickly, or you can double tap it and roll for range. So while we're locked on, we can dash. Alright. Double tap is a roll. Otherwise, if you're not locked on, you just roll naturally. Alright, we got the throwing rock. So, this is a introduction to your throwables. Alright, if you picked a strength class, you'll have throwables. There's sort of a meter of its own. We got a blue meter, so the FP meter, whereas a strength class would have a throwable meter. Kind of cool. Pressing up and down, you switch between either your hand or your conduit, not conduit, what's the word? caster, spellcaster thing. Catalyst. Down is for your lamp, up is for your catalyst. Holding L2 lets you sort of prepare that, regardless whether it's a lamp or a catalyst. This is our ranged combat. Alright, so you can see R1 is our first throwable that we have, the spell we have. Alright, pretty potent. You can also lock on, wow, my English is bad. Lock onto the hanging body up here. And we'll shoot that to grab the item. Alright, we can't go through the store at the moment, because if we bring out our lamp, that shows that it's locked by some being. So, what we want to do is come over here, hold up your lamp to this door, and you can walk through it. We have an enemy over here. Use a charge attack. That'll put him into a staggered state. Sometimes that doesn't work. I've noticed that it's easier to put them in a staggered state and move a little bit and then attack them with R1. Alright. Triangle, you can two-hand your weapon. Alright, there are two enemies here. This is sort of like your first ambush. So you've got this guy here. You also have a guy to our left. Alright, now L1 and R2 at the same time give you a unique animation. It's a mechanic I've unfortunately forgot about most of the time because, I don't know, light and heavy just seem to do the job for me. But I mean, kind of cool that it's there. Right, healing. Down in the left hand corner there we have our crucifix. I can't remember what it's called right now. That's your healing. Once we go into Umbral, so you want to come up here, pull out your lamp, and press square. Alright, Umbral is the underworld sort of thing, so this will allow you to see different pathways and stuff like that. You'd think there'd be a lot to miss in Umbral. There's actually not. There's very strategic planning to go into Umbral when we do, hence why you're in the walkthrough. Anyways, you'll notice the top left hand corner, half our health bar is grey, so that's withered health. If we were to get attacked now, even by the smallest attack, that grey health would disappear. However, if we attack something else, that will regain our health. So it's kind of like a Bloodborne mechanic, kind of neat. So come over here, grab the Wither Ward, and we have another mechanic to master. So lock on to this specific thing here, pull out your lamp and press R2. Alright, that's what they call a soul flay. So it's just using the energy in your lamp to pull whatever that was out. Now that particular thing was a lock on the door that we passed, so we can't get back up there. We need to follow the path now. Alright, so talking about soul flaying enemies. So you can soul flay an enemy. This will bring their spirit out so you can attack the spirit. Alright, their health then has withered damage. One hit just killed him because of that withered damage. Top left hand corner, you'll notice there is an empty dot. Before we used soul flay, that used to be blue and shiny. Alright, so if you use that on enemies, that's a soul flay charge. If we need to soul flay a door, this doesn't cost anything. Enemies do. Yeah, so this is the explanation for that. What they're going on about siphoning is, see these little pustule things that are glowing blue on the wall here? You hold R1 to siphon. Alright, that will pop them, and you can notice we got our charge back. Now with siphoning, you've noticed that the souls we pick up from these enemies, that's a wither explanation, the souls can sometimes stay where they are. So alright, so we'll get I'll try to get away from that. you can siphon from ages away when you notice that a soul is like, let's say your experience got left over there where that glowing yellow thing is. You just need to siphon and your soul will come to you, so that's kind of cool. Take out these guys here. Alright, so you notice like that purple little experience soul is over there. Siphon it and it'll come your way. This particular guy up here, we generally have a lot of loot, corpses hanging off the wall. However, this one in particular has a golden ring around its head. This is a health upgrade. Alright, we've got a Saintly Quintessence. So we give this to a particular NPC and we can add charges to our crucifix. It also charges the amount that it heals you by. Little things like that. Alright, we have a plunge mechanic, which is great. That's pretty self-explanatory. Just attack while you're falling. One more thing with the soul flays that you can do, and I'm sure it's about to show us a tutorial. Yep. So, when you soul flay an enemy, so remember that's your L2 and R2, hold your stick to the left, and you can fling them off of cliffs. Alright, that comes in hugely helpful for a couple of enemies. These eggs, okay, we'll go over that part in a sec. These eggs can, a lot of the time, contain enemies. Like, for example, that one had a health bar. Alright. Top right hand corner, you'll see a giant eye. So while in Umbral, that eye will keep ticking time over. You'll see little circles pop up next to it. That's sort of a dread meter, if you like. It takes about 5 minutes for 3 of them to pop up, but once 3 of them pop up, you have a small amount of time to get out of Umbral. In which case, a giant red Grim Reaper will come attack you, and man, that guy is feisty. Alright, upon unlocking that, the door is now open, as we can see. Cool. So from here, we'll just come over to the effigy. And that will take us back into the real world. Cool thing about it is that when we die, we automatically get sent to Umbral, and then once you die in Umbral, that's it. Oh yeah, kicking mechanics. So you can just press the top two L1 and R1 and that'll kick people off, which is kind of fun. Yep, so a lot of mechanics to throw at you all at once. Trust me, you won't be using it all at once. Yeah, it'll become very second nature by the end of the game. This right here is a vestige. If you want, you can upgrade characters, so level up from here. Of course, we don't have enough souls to do that, so that's fine. Or they call it vigor. I'm probably going to call it souls throughout the whole game. A lot of these, this is like restart game on 0+, meaning it started on the same difficulty and continue playing the game from the beginning. Echoes of Battle, I'm assuming this is like a boss arena thing where you can replay bosses if you want to. Not a mechanic I've seen yet, but it will be kind of cool. Rest is self-explanatory. Alright, so we've done the Umbral stuff, okay? You'll notice we sort of have a shield right now too. Coming into this, there's a boss fight, and this is going to teach us parry mechanics. So you want to pick up your notes in your journal. Alright, so blocking enemy attacks withers your health, so it gives you wither build up. Strike enemies to get your wither back. Parry attacks, use L1 just before they attack. So pretty much this will deal posture damage to them when you parry them, so you want to wait till like real last minute, not like that, because you'll see I got withered. You want that little purple animation. Alright. Then once they're down low, just kick them. he'll go into staggered state. Alright, so kicking or heavy attacks will put him into a staggered state. When he does that, you want to get away from his grab. Alright. This is a good time to get to know your posture meter around the side of that, the lock-on bar. Alright, you can see it goes down ever so slightly. It's one of my very few complaints with this game. I wish they'd sort of made a bigger posture meter. Oop, don't want to get grabbed. Alright, if you've played Lies of P before and you got used to the perfect guard mechanic, the parrying system is very similar to that. Right, from here I would suggest dying. This guy has 3 or 4 different encounters to him. So from here we're just going to go into Umbral, so L2 and square, and then we'll let him kill us. Got your cutscene. Now, going back to where we died, we can recover our vigor, so our souls. This mechanic used to be 3 or 4 times longer when the game first launched, so picking up your souls, you'd be like waiting, cool, done. Now it's just like you can carry on moving and everything. It's great. Alright, so from here we've got a split in the road. First thing what we want to do is go into Umbral. So hold your lamp out, press square. We want to go to the right hand side. Pick up the flayed skin. That's a quest item that we will use much later in the game. In fact, you won't even realize that you're using it. So it's just there in your inventory, but it's good to have. Alright, this is what we call Umbral Parasites, okay? If you lock onto an enemy and you see they've got a blue health bar, you'll generally see a little blue thing floating around them. Now, you can't lock onto these guys. Alright? You can excuse me. You can physically attack them. The easiest way I find, though, is to use Siphon on them. So hold out your lamp and press R1. Alright? And then they're not so immortal. Why can I not pick up this item? Thank you. Alright, the maps, you're probably thinking, oh cool, we've got like maps. Like, nah man, these are hard to read maps. So, interpret them how you will. I will show you how to get through this place. Alright, we have a pulley system, so this is where you want to use your soul flay. That's the L2 and R2. Alright, coming up here, before anything... Where did he go? I'm just going to rest at the vestige. Alright, and from here we want to talk to the Iron Wayfarer.
I don't know, but since it making you if you know any good.
Alright, so with all NPCs, make sure you exhaust their dialogue, and once they start repeating themselves, that's how you know that the dialogue's over. From here, we're going to come up the path. This is what we call stigmas, so there's a trophy related to getting all of these. Alright, you want to come into Umbral, lock onto it, and then soul flay it. Alright, this doesn't cost anything. Alright, so pretty much it's just like a spirit memory kind of thing. Other than that, come over here, grab the minor holy salts. Jesus. Alright, we'll come over here, we'll pick up the fire ward. You have a guy waiting to ambush people. We have another guy waiting to poke people. Alright, and we have an effigy to get back to the real world. Nice. Okay, so from here we have 2 enemies. Alright. Easiest way to do this is to aggro this guy here. Just with a spell. Bring him out. Alright, and you'll notice the second guy here. Where are you going? Again, when this game first came out, there were 3 or 4 enemies here, and it was just a huge ambush point. It was very 50-50 whether you lived or died. Kind of preferred that sort of stuff, but I guess that's why they brought in the modifiers. Alright, here can be a bit tricky. We have an enemy over here, so we're going to run up to him, take him out very quickly, and then we're just going to skeet behind this tree again. Alright, there's a guy that should break out of his little wall over here. Alright, grab the broken sword, and these guys aggroed when we killed dude over here. Now again, you want to stay behind this wall. We will pick up this item. Alright, you want to lock on to the item in the tree. Tap right, and we'll lock on to the enemy. We'll take him out first. Alright, then we'll get the item down. And before we go recover that sort of stuff, you want to come behind here and open the chest. Alright, now just to give you an idea of how far the siphon can reach. Like, that was his soul up there. And we got it that far, so it's pretty far. First things first, we're going to come over, grab this item, which is the Pilgrim Garb and Skirt. Alright, we'll take out this guy. We'll go over here with an enemy waiting to ambush us. Pick up the ammunition and these small mana clusters. So these will, over time, regenerate your either your throwable meter or your FP meter. Nothing's up here, that's fine. Alright, before going through to this big guy over here, unless I've already aggroed him, I don't think I have, that's fine. We're going to come to the left. Pull out your lamp, alright, and take care of this guy here. Mainly because him getting involved in this fight is a real pain. Alright, we're going to break through these carriages, get this guy's attention, and then from here, because this guy can be real hard, especially for this earlier in the game, we're just going to run up here and hope that he runs towards us. Nope, he did not, so chuck a spell at him. Oh, buddy. Alright. Once we have his attention, we're going to use plunge attacks on him, alright? If he starts firing this bullcrap at you, just run further so he can't get you. I mean, yeah, this game is full of all kinds of jank like that. It's a pain in the butt. So generally, plunge attacks are the way to go. For some reason, he's not playing ball today. Alright, lock on, drop down, and plunge attack. This is going to be by far the easiest way to get this guy. Even if you run towards him, plunge attack. I mean, this other obvious one is like shooting him with spells. Alright. So, with him dead, we're going to come over here where he was hanging out. There's a body hanging that we can shoot. Grab the item. Orion Preacher Shield, so that's actually a weapon that we, or a shield that we started with. From here, pull out the lamp. You'll notice that it brings up a bridge. Alright, so while it's out, just walk over it. Alright, there are two enemies here. There's one over there, and there's one over there. This is going to be our first target. Alright, second target. Oh. Alright, pick up the raw Mangler axe, the Vigor Skull, which is just a soul item, and another Vigor Skull. Alright, so we want to follow the path. There's an enemy behind here. There's an enemy behind here. This guy is your, what do you call it, staggering and backstabbing mechanic. Alright, stagger, move a little bit, and even still we didn't pull it off, so it's fine. Alright, coming through here. We have another vestige. So, a lot to take in from this point. We are going to upgrade the character. For the moment, I am going to take my... I'm going to focus on endurance and vitality. So probably vitality first. Alright, we'll be focusing on vitality first. Endurance second. Probably radiance to like 30-ish, and then we'll work on getting strength up a bit. But those are really the only four stats we are going to pay attention to. And we better rest. Alright, so apart from that, that's pretty much all the mechanics out the way so far. Thank you all for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. I will see you here next time for more Lords of the Fallen.